I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Crystal O'Loughlin, and it is Thursday, April 8th, and we are here kicking off our journaling self-care workshop. And I'm so excited to introduce Kate Milliken. Kate and I have we spent many months talking about how to support the process of sharing feelings and experiences in a community. And she's spent an incredible amount of time thinking about this. And rather than me describe where she's coming from on that, I think I'll just turn it over to Kate and have her guide us through our conversation today.
That's awesome. Thank you, Crystal. Well, I'm happy, first of all, to meet Brooke and Paige. Obviously, Brooke, I've heard a lot about you as well, so to see you is awesome. And Paige, sounds like you're almost as new as I am. Good job. Ashley and Davida, my name is Kate, and I am 49 years old. I live in Bronxville, New York. I'm a mom. I have a 10-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. And before I kind of dive into, my story, what I'd like to do is first just hear a little bit about each of you. I think it's a good thing. I know absolutely nothing. And so I'd love to ask you guys a couple of questions, and then I will dive into kind of my background and why my path came here. And then I thought maybe I could get some feedback and learn a little bit more about this workshop, and then we can do a couple of assignments. So Ashley, because you were first, let me share a screen actually, because I have a deck. Okay. Oops, that's me. Okay. So Ashley, do you mind starting? I'd love to, I know your name. I actually now know where you live, but maybe you can tell me about what actually brought you here in terms of your child or children and how you got here.
Sure. So what brought me here? I kind of stumbled upon, I think, Angel Aid. I'm not even sure I remember how, but and then at the beginning of this year, I found some workshops and decided I was going to try to carve out time and see what I could get out of them. And started this workshop at the beginning and or at the beginning of the year, I guess, and just really connected with the instructor and the moms that were in the group. And just, yeah, so that's
and
it.
then can you tell me your children in terms of their, where they're coming from in terms of a rare disease?
One of my children has a rare disease. My son has a neurodegenerative rare disease.
Got it. And how old is he?
3.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Davida, I'm Kate. It's nice to meet you. I have no idea what you look like. I have no idea where you live, and I'd love to know more. Oh, did Davida leave? You're on mute.
Yeah, looks like she's off.
Oh, I'm sorry to see that. Okay. Well, Ashley, let me just give you like a little 411 about me, and hopefully some more people will show up. But I actually, after going to college, I spent about 25 years in television. I started as a sports reporter, and then I became a producer for The View and VH1. And then I ended up starting a production company that makes high-end documentaries for private clients. And I just spent almost 10 years literally interviewing people about someone that they loved. And we would have these video projects where we would have, the housekeeper and the president of the United States and, siblings and a whole bunch of people from someone's life in this video. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter where people came from or what the background was. It's just when everybody talks about something that's really important to them, it just kind of went to this beautiful place of love and connection that was really cool. So, so I did that for a while, and I'm a huge fan of kind of storytelling and expressing myself. And that became really clear to me when I ended up getting a diagnosis myself. So I actually live with MS, and I was diagnosed in 2006. And when I was diagnosed, I went online and I wanted to know what MS was. And that was really easy. But more importantly, I wanted to find someone that was living with it that could make me feel better, and specifically someone who I could emotionally relate to, who would give me the ability to feel like my life was going to work out, even though I kind of had this, condition in my life that could be seriously problematic. And, I'll never forget that feeling of loneliness that I had as a result of my diagnosis. And, as such, I wanted to kind of put out my story in a way that I would have wanted to find it. So I actually, because I'm a video producer, I made this little website called Kate's Counterpain. And it was like 32 little films about my own story. And it was pretty emotionally honest. I mean, you may not know this, and maybe you'll find out, but I'm actually like a really ugly crier. And in some of these films, I just kind of put it out there. And what ended up happening is, like, out of the 100,000 people that found this site, 65% watched all 40 minutes of the film. And it just became more and more obvious that people needed to find a way that they could share their moments the way I had. So I ended up building this storytelling platform called Moodify. And the gist of it, I mean, I call it a storytelling platform, but it actually is a moment sharing platform. And the gist of it, it's kind of like an online journaling tool that we ask people to kind of post. It's geared towards kind of documenting the journey of an illness. And the idea is that you select one of 13 emotions before you write your post. And then you can write your post, you can put a picture and talk about it, or you can record video. And we built this way that you could record video where you click it and your desktop camera goes on and it counts you down from 5. And what ended up happening is that, people who use it, I think that being in a reflective mindset ends up making what you're talking about incredibly authentic and pretty emotionally powerful. And I feel like I don't need to tell you that, because you've obviously been part of this journaling group and you've seen the power of this group and how people share. And so this way allows you to, put it out there. You can do it privately for yourself, or if you want to share the moment with the community, you create this moment that's searchable for other people. And the graph you're looking at on the lower right corner is the way that your moments are stored. So you actually have your moments on a linear graph that tracks your journey. So you can really go to people's profile and like watch their emotional play-by-play from the day of diagnosis and really see how far they've come. So the reason why I'm telling you that is because Crystal and I, in the next month, are going to launch a pilot, and we're going to be using this technology in parts of Angel Aid. Maybe there'll be an opportunity with this group to show it, and people might want to try it or not. I'll just have to, see how people feel. So, my experience is obviously with MS, I would never feel like I just need to say flat out that I cannot understand the direct journey that you live with your son. But I'm hopeful you can educate me and, to learn more about it. I do have a number of friends who have children with rare disease. And one of them is my friend Blythe Lord, who ended up, she has a daughter named Cameron, who lived until the age of 2 with Tay-Sachs. And after she died, Blythe started this organization called Courageous Parents Network. Have you heard of it, Ashley?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, it's a wonderful organization. Crystal knows it.
It is. It's a beautiful organization. Ashley, if you haven't heard of it, they document stories of rare disease families and others. It's really beautiful.
It's really powerful. But, Blythe, she ended up not journaling about her experience. and she regrets it. And she says, you know, she's now surrounded by people who are part of Courageous Parents who journal all the time. And, you know, not only do they think that the action of journaling is therapeutic, but they use the journaling to kind of remember the moments in their children's lives in terms of remembering what happened when. And they also go back to that journaling because they have kind of moments of doubt, and they can look back and see how far they come. And I was asking Blythe about, you know, her opinion, and probably the coolest thing she said was, you know, probably the most important thing about documenting my, you know, the lives as a mom with these kids is that even on the shittiest day when like everything fucking sucks, that, you know, these moms can still, you know, the people that she know can go back and say, I still was able to advocate for my child, and I did that. So that's where, you know, my angle is. I mean, I come from a place of certainly wanting to understand the story. And, you know, I'm hoping that the angle that maybe we'll take in the next month is to continue these amazing questions that Pamela has posed in terms of self-care, but also potentially asking you about a couple moments when you're actually with your child and how you're reacting to them.